Another civilian, Muhammad Farooq, was martyred and 3 others were injured in unprovoked Indian border forces firing targeting Thurti Nar village at Nakyal sector along the line of control. The ISPR said Pakistan Army gave a befitting response, targeted Indian posts and silenced the Indian guns. Despite calls for restraint, India continues to indulge in ceasefire violations along the line of control. The injured were shifted to THQ Hospital, Nakyal. And we have informed you there has been another person injured. The civilian's name is Muhammad Farooq, who was martyred, whereas 3 other people have been injured in unprovoked Indian border forces firing targeting Thurti Nar village at the Nakyal sector along the line of control. The ISPR has said that Pakistan Army gave a befitting response, targeting Indian posts and silencing the Indian guns. Now, despite calls for restraint, India is continuing to indulge in ceasefire violations along the line of control. The injured have been shifted to the THQ hospital in Nakyal sector. This is a continuation of the unprovoked firing from the Indian side that has been going on along the line of control and the working boundary, not since this year but also last year, where more than 1970 violations occurred along the line of control and the working boundary. This year alone, more than 300 ceasefire violations have occurred along the line of control. To talk more about this, we've been joined by Brigadier Mahmood Shah. Brigadier Sahab, thank you very much to have joined us. Sir, despite repeated calls to the Indian side to end these ceasefire violations, India continues with its ceasefire violations along the line of control and the working boundary. This year alone, we have seen around 300 ceasefire violations. When is this going to end?
I think India is doing it under a design in which they want to divert the media attention from the atrocities that they are committing inside IOK, Indian occupied Kashmir. And for that, they are carrying out the firing across the line of control. And I think we are a little handicapped in the sense that the people living across the line of control are also Muslims and Kashmiris. And therefore, they mostly target civilians along the line of control, and we have to restrict our fire to the army, the Indian posts only. So it doesn't get that much of media attention because the army casualties are handled secretly. And that manner, so we are a little handicapped. But I think we can, and we have been facing this heated line of control when I was there for good about 10, 11 years. And it was under Indian request that we had to then do a ceasefire. So I think if we continue to be steadfast, and we'll be able to force the Indians on defensive, and for that, not only that, for each incident, for example, today's incident, that we retaliate against this, but have a complete policy of how we manage to cause maximum damage to the Indian occupying force there through a design of by itself, not waiting for an incident to occur. So I think that we will be able to put them on back foot.
All right, sir. One more question, sir. This provocation of the Pakistani side, or might I say detraction from what's happening in the Indian occupied Kashmir, do you feel that the Indians are winning in their designs, or do you feel that the Pakistani side is responding effectively to the Indian side and all its provocations that have been happening not only since this year but the year before as well?
Yes, this insurrection in Indian occupied Kashmir is basically by the people themselves, and they want to show it that there is, some insurgents are entering from Azad Kashmir into Indian occupied Kashmir, which is not the case. And that is why they carry out firing across the line of control. By itself, the news of the firing and its coverage by the media, and we have a very active media for that matter, this takes off the media attention from the atrocities which they are carrying out inside the Indian occupied Kashmir. So that is one, and the second is to the world they want to show that it is interference from the Pakistan side which they are trying to retaliate against. So this is quite a well thought out policy by them, and we have to live with it. There is no problem. We can, and we have been sort of, as per this policy, for 10, 11 years, and I remained there for 3 years on active border. So I think it is not very difficult to turn the table on the Indians if we have a policy which is basically made to force the Indians on defensive. I think we can do that.
All right, thank you very much. That was Brigadier retired Mahmood Shah talking to us about another ceasefire violation that has occurred along the line of control in the Nakhiyal sector, in which one person has been martyred and 3 others have been injured. The injured have been shifted to the THQ hospital in Nakhiyal sector. Moving on, Director General South Asia and SAARC, Dr. Faisal, has summoned the Indian Deputy High Commissioner J.P. Singh at the Foreign Office. According to the Foreign Office spokesperson, Pakistan has lodged a protest over the Indian ceasefire violations along the line of control. 1 civilian was martyred and 3 others injured in Indian ceasefire violations.